What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video here on the channel, and today we are going to be covering something that I've been wanting to cover for a long time now, and so I decided just to go ahead and make a video about it today. So we're going to go ahead and break that open today. We're going to talk about it. Oh, and I think a lot of other men out there have been having issues with this as well, but we're going to break down a clip that I have, and we're going to talk about it. So as always, go ahead and like the video while you're here at the beginning. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. I do have a large portion of you that are not subscribed, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit the notifications, because I am trying to put videos out every single day. So if you want to see these daily videos, hit the notifications. You will be reminded and you will catch those videos. So as always, how's it going? What's up? My name's Rat Boy. Let's get into it.
You may not recognize me because right now you're looking at me through a thermal lens. What the lens does is it shows you hot parts of your body. As you can see, my hands are hotter than my face because I was just massaging my which is super hot.
Do not go back to exes or people from your past. And this is dating advice from a woman in her 30s. Men hardly ever grow.
I'm going to stop this clip right here, and I am going to be stopping throughout the clip just to break everything down. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about women in relationships, women who are dating men who are trying to possibly start a family. Maybe they're trying to, well, whatever these women are trying to do in these relationships, they are dating these men. And here's an issue I have with this, is whenever they use language like, oh, well, their boyfriend, their husband refused to grow. That's very problematic for a lot of men, because a lot of men do not need whatever growth these women are trying to push on them. A lot of times when women use the word growth or change or level up, they are only speaking from their own perspective. They are only speaking for things that will benefit them. They are not speaking for things that would actually benefit a man in this situation. So throughout this clip, you're going to hear her use a lot of language like that, but you have to understand that these women are only looking at it from their perspective. They're only looking at the benefits they can get out of that man in that relationship. And a lot of women get upset whenever these men don't take these hints that these women are trying to give them to possibly change careers, change jobs, move out, take out loans, whatever. They will be very resentful to these men, and in a lot of cases they will break up with these men, get them out of their life, because these men are not able to be manipulated by these women. And this is what this video is about. And you'll see a lot of these videos on TikTok where these women will talk about this. And this is something that really just, honestly, it just pisses me off the way they talk about this. But let's continue the clip.
They hardly ever change, and they hardly ever evolve. And I'm not being mean.
You're not being mean, you're being ignorant, because your definition of evolve and change and grow, that is things that would only benefit you. These are things that will only benefit these women. And when they use language like this, it's like a dog whistle to a lot of other women, because these women will be up in the comments and they will say, you know what, my man never changed either. Here's my question. Why are you in a relationship with a man that you want to change? Why don't you go ahead and go find that man? Go find the man you want that's already completely changed. Go find him. Why are you trying to get in a relationship with a man and then try to change that man? That seems like something that you shouldn't do. It seems like a waste of time, but let's continue.
I'm just being honest. The reason why men don't change, they don't evolve, they don't grow, is because they live their lives through their ego. And when you are living a life through your ego, you don't care about anyone else but yourself.
And this is, oh my God, this is the delusion. This is the reality. A lot of women, they are so just stuck in their heads are so far up their own ass, they just do not know what's going on. This is her, this is how she thinks about this. She's thinking that, oh, well, because he's not changing for me, then he's egotistical. He's stuck in his ego. Well, I'm pretty sure, I'm almost positive that man would possibly want things changed about you that you didn't do. So what does that make you? There is no self-reflection in any of these women. And this video had 100,000 likes. This video is 3 days old, by the way.
You don't care about your surroundings. You don't care about furthering your education. You don't care about the people you date, your family. You only care about yourself.
A lot of men are smart enough to know that any sort of furthering your education that you'll do will only put you in more debt. If you're not in a situation where you already have wealth to pay for your education, A man is not going to sign a college loan with high interest rates. That's why a lot of you women are paying $70,000-$80,000 worth of debt, and you've been paying that debt off for decades and it never has went down because the interest rate is so high, because they conned you. You walked into their office and they saw a mark and they took you for everything you got. So now you're trying to get all these men with this school debt. Look, a man can go into the trade. He can be a tradesman in any trade and make six figures. It's not hard. These women honestly think you have to go to school for 3 years to get some bullshit degree and you're gonna make and bank. No, a lot of those jobs aren't hiring, sweetie. You are mistaken.
I'm not saying if you let something go and if it comes back, it's yours. Well, that's a lie, and that is bullshit. When you let something go and you let someone go, it's for a reason.
You didn't let anybody go. They ran from you. This is cope and delusion on another level. This woman is going for her evening walk and she said, you know what? I'm going to lie today. I'm going to lie to anybody who's watching this video. You definitely did it.
As women get older, we decensor men. They are not the first thing on our wish list anymore.
Thank God.
And we start to focus on ourselves. We start to grow. We start to change. We become the woman we've always wanted to be. We start to travel more, move to new cities, get hobbies, start different jobs, or go back to school.
Their back blown out on the carousel, run up their body count, get lots of trauma. You get it. We get it. You're doing all sorts of stuff.
Start a whole different career. We do a lot as women. And what I've noticed as a woman in her 30s is that the men from my past come back. They always come back. And sadly, they are still in the same mindset, in the same place where we last stopped talking.
Absolutely. Why not? And this baffles women, by the way. This baffles women. This literally baffles women so much that there are hundreds of TikToks about this where they just cannot understand. Why would a man, why hasn't he changed? Why wouldn't he be different than he was years ago? Because honestly, a lot of men do not change. They are not going to change. If you come in contact with a man and and every time you see him, he's a totally different person, I would honestly tell you that guy's going through he's got some problems going on. A lot of the guys that I've known from school, from college, that they're exactly the same now as they were 15 years ago. And I don't see him changing anytime soon. So I'm not sure what she's talking about, but honestly, changing your job or moving to another city or all the stuff that she listed has nothing to do with change. That's just moving. That's just relocating. What does that have to do with change? So you're saying that if that dude moved from the house he was living in to a different house, then he's changed? Make it make sense, because you can't. It's just, you cannot. Honestly, the delusion is just off. It's just everywhere. It makes absolutely no sense.
The amount of men that has come back in my life is insane. There's a guy that I used to talk to 7 years ago. He came back. A guy from 5 years ago. He came back. Someone from my high school came back.
It sounds like you're entertaining these men and you're bringing them back into your life. And don't just pop up in your life unless you invite them back in. And here's a question I will ask for any guy. Have you ever came back into someone's life if they didn't want you back in their life? Seriously. She's acting like they're like bugs getting in the house. Like she's trying to swat them away. No, she's spreading her legs for these men. She's getting back shots from these men. And then during the pillow talk, she's asking him, wait a minute. Oh, I thought he'd have more money by now. And then you're kicking his to the curb after he hit it. He's going to just go down the street and hit something else. You know what I'm saying? You ain't doing nothing else except giving these dudes a fun night. That's all you're doing.
Someone from 2 years ago decided to come back. And what's sad about this is that they think that I'm just sitting.
I love how she used the words, this guy from 2 years ago decided to come back. I think you made that decision for him to come back, if you know what I mean. That's all on you, baby.
Waiting for them. They think that I'm just home knitting and balled up in a corner hoping that they're going to reach out to me.
You want me to tell you what these guys are thinking? These guys are thinking, hey, remember that really easy lay from 2 years ago? I wonder if I call her up if she'll invite me back to her place. And you did, and he pumped and dumped you, and then he was out the door, and you got bitter, and you decided to make a TikTok. Am I getting close? Am I almost there yet?
This is not a bashing post. This is just a reflecting post about life and how
this is a projection post is what this is.
No matter how far you come in life, men are always going to pop back up. And the reason why men do this is because
they know that you're easy and they can get you in the bed in 0 to 60 seconds and you're good to go. And they know you're probably on birth control, so they ain't even got to wrap it up. It's easy. It's like super easy for them. So if you want to know why, that's why. But you're probably going to make up some illusion and you're probably going to regurgitate that on this video. But let's watch and find out.
Men think that there's always going to be a woman that wants them. They think they have this sea of women that are lining up to be with them. And then they get older and they realize that no one wants them.
You literally just named 4 different dudes from your past that you hooked up with, that they pumped and dumped you, and then they went off into the mist. What are you talking about? Of course you got pumped by them and then they ran off. Are we denying that? I didn't hear anywhere in this video where she says she didn't sleep with them, but I'm pretty sure she did. That's just from what she's saying in this video. She decided to bring them back into her life, and whatever they did together, they might have had a conversation. They might have just had a cup of coffee. They might have gave her some back shots. Nobody knows. It's a mystery, but I'm going to assume that, let's just say they went back to her place and talked it out. Let's put it that way.
So then they start to backtrack to girls that they fumbled, girls they messed up with, and they try to come back to us. No, the door is closed, baby. And this is why I always say, be careful if you're going back to an ex, because 9 times out of 10, there's someone out there that saw his true colors. They didn't want to put up with his bullshit, and they left him. And he's coming back not because he loves you or misses you, because he has no one else.
She's digging real deep for this validation. She is digging so deep for this cope. He's almost to the center of the earth, digging so deep. This is crazy. This is some cope. And you see why she's out in the street filming this. She was too embarrassed to film this in her apartment because she's probably scared somebody would hear her and start laughing and mess up her video. So she had to walk into the middle of nowhere where nobody she knows is going to see her filming, and then she's going to spout off all this nonsense. This is what women do. This is crazy.
There's no one else that wants him. And they always think the door is always going to be open, but it's not.
It was, though.
Women move on.
Do
Men
they?
stay.
Wait, women move on, but you're making a video bringing up exes from 7 years ago, but women move on. You see how that's, I think you're the one who hasn't moved on. I think you're still trying to contact these men. You're still trying to get attention from these men, and you're just coping. This is a 3.5 minute cope on TikTok.
In the past. So
take a deep breath, girly. You can probably text him after the video.
stop wasting your time going back and forth with these men that
Tell
don't
yourself
want anything
that.
to do with you. If they wanted to put a ring on your finger,
They would have. I'll tell men this every single time. Don't go back to your exes. They're exes for a reason. Stay away from them. You know why you broke up with them. That's all you need to know. If you want to take the risk and lower back out or something, 2 nights a week, have at it. But do never get back together with an ex. Only for recreational purposes. Only for the pump and dump. Which this woman, she has it. He already knows. She's never going to let these exes back into her life. She's only going to let them use her for recreational fun, which is, I think, common sense to a guy, obviously. Who wouldn't want to raw dog someone like this several nights a week? But to put a video out and to this amount of projecting and coping is something you see a lot on TikTok. And I think women just don't understand that men are not going to change for them. A real man is not going to change for a woman. That's what simps do. That's what cucks do. They change for women because they don't have any self-esteem. They don't have any self-respect. So obviously they're going to do whatever a woman wants them to do because, well, they have no backbone. But let me know what you guys think. That is going to be the end of today's video. Sorry, I got a little heated there. But as always, like the video, comment if you have something to say, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and I'll catch you guys later. Rat Boy out.